The whole hipster movement.
Really?
They're bringing all sorts of gay old things back. Typewriters, huge.
Really?
Yeah.
The old mechanical ones.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
They bring them into coffee shops.
Oh.
Yep.
Nice. That's gotta be really fucking annoying.
Yeah, if there's another reason for hipsters to annoy you, wooden glasses.
Yep.
Fedoras.
Mm-hmm.
Benny has all those things.
I don't have wooden glasses. I have a fedora. He has a fedora.
I have a fedora. I don't wear it.
Either do
But I
I.
have one.
Yes, I have a brown fedora.
I wear it while I'm playing World of Warcraft.
Does it give you like a different title? Like,
Neckbeard.
yeah, Inside You, classic.
Introducing Inside You, milady. Do you think he's recording the whole fleshlight thing? Recording the fleshlight.
Speaking
That's
about that,
possible.
yeah. We got butts and ladies and
And mouths and wall mounts and V-stroke. I don't even know what that is. They got the Mr. Olympy for you. That looks like a fun little toy.
Oh god,
Yeah.
that's perfect. Next review on the, what, Ben Tested is gonna be my fleshlight. Thinking about that though. Let's see.
Huh.
Always wanted to try one. You can have an extended version. Commentary. So we talk over us talking.
Over us talking, but we just say the exact same
Yeah,
things.
or we just say like something that we thought was stupid, like what a fag, and we just like about ourselves.
Yeah,
like
we
we
just-
just say that.
What's this douchebag doing wearing those sweatpants for an interview? That should be alright.
All right, Jameson. Good to the last drop.
That's not.
Product placement.
I'll tell you one thing, Benny.
Yeah.
I love coffee, but the only thing that makes coffee better, drinking it out of Camelback.
Mmm. It keeps it
Warm
warm.
for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live the dream, be the dream. I don't know. Tagline like, welcome to Ben Tested, your source for everything fantastic.
Ben tested opinions you don't care about from a douchebag in a blue shirt.
Yes. Like douchebag, that was a good choice of words.
Douchebag with torn off jean shorts.
At least
They're not jeans,
they're
but
in the last
Yeah.
3 seconds. I like
Or
your,
just bottom
I like
up.
your informant and like Ben. Welcome to Ben Tested, the channel devoted to enlightening, informing, and making you laugh.
like Ben tested, the show we didn't think about before we recorded about absolutely nothing. And blowjobs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that my?
Yeah.
Is that my cue?
I thought that's why we were recording.
Okay.
We'll just talk Mr. Olympia here later.
Jesus. Mr. Lip. Good God. What the hell? I don't even know what you would use that for, but whatever. 10 uses
10
for flaccid
uses.
pieces. Okay, so welcome to Ben Tested, the show about old information from a different perspective.
Ben tested, testing the waters. Ben tested, the Frozen Throne. Did Return of the Empire.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
The Jedi Strikes Back.
That's, yeah, I like that.
That's not taken. There you go.
Yeah.
Rogue
Yeah.
2.
Star Wars, A New Jedi.
A New Empire.
Yeah, A New Empire Strikes Back.
So what's it gonna be? That's too inside. We need to open it up so more people will like it.
So some of this is going to go on YouTube.
Some of it.
Probably shouldn't.
No. I'll be the judge.
Whatever.
I'll be the judge of that.
Whatever. Okay, fine.
Or
I have no bears in here. Bear-free home. Had a lot of caffeine today.
No.
See this hand?
Yes.
See this hand? Steady as a rock. This is my shooting hand.
Welcome to Ben Tested. What was it? Hold on. Welcome to Ben Tested.
Yep.
Right?
That is the first part.
That's
You got
the
that
first
down.
part, right?
You got that part down.
Welcome to Ben Tested, a show where you probably already know something, but you get a different perspective.
Hey man, a micro penis is still a penis. Sell it to the camera. The audio, you need to make the camera know what you're about to tell it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the camera has no idea, and
No.
now they're going to.
Yeah, like the
Exactly.
camera doesn't know why it's looking at us right now, and
Nope.
you need to tell it.
Okay.
Ben tested, going deep, choking often.
Yes. Wow.
Ben tested, I like to talk and I need someone to listen.
Yeah.
3. Hello and welcome to Ben Tested. Oh shit. 1. Welcome to Ben Tested, a new perspective. Today I'm here with Mike Carter and we're going to be talking about The book that I'm reading and rereading actually, which is Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. It's a very good book.
What was it?
Amusing Ourselves to Death.
Amusing or else? That sounds cool.
It is. It's a very good book. It's about television. And we'll also be talking about Pokemon Go, which I'm kind of playing. And
Yeah,
Mike is
not very
playing
well. You're
a
pretty
lot.
bad at it.
I am really bad at it. That's why you're here. So, anyway, so
Good.
first we're going to talk about the book Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. So basically the book is what happened when television entered the scene compared to when we didn't have television and the huge differences between. And so the biggest thing that I got from the book, which is what I'll be going over today, and I just want your opinion of it too, is that going from television when it came to politics, when it came to news, when it came to knowing what's going on in your world or just your hometown, and it being on television as opposed to it being read, and the differences between that. And so we've all grown up with television in the home, so we've never had it where we didn't have television.
Did television come out when you were growing up?
Yes. I'm that old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cathode Ray 2 televisions.
It's like listening to like War of the Worlds on the radio.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know who did that?
Or Wells. I
Close.
can't fucking remember the name. Am I not supposed to swear?
Orson Welles. You can
Orson
swear.
Welles. Okay, cool.
There you go. He also did Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rosebud.
Well.
Okay. We won't get into that again.
Yeah.
But, so anyways, it talks about it how the vocabulary of people understanding what they're reading, understanding what's going on around them, and how that all went to shit basically because they could just watch it and then hear it as opposed to having to read it and have it understand in their own mind, I guess, and then getting their own perspective from it. And so, what do you find different from when you watch something than when you read something? What do you like better? Let's take Lord of the Rings, for example. When we watch the TV show as opposed to reading it, what do you like better, or what are the differences between the two?
Well, for one, there's no Lord of the Rings TV show, but if there was one, I would watch it.
Okay.
So
I meant Game of Thrones.
oops.
That's actually what I meant was Game of That's what I was thinking.
Well,
it was
you
Game of
messed
Thrones.
up twice.
I was thinking of Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage,
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
Okay,
And then
so, I mean, well, for one thing is, the show is never the same as the book.
okay.
Characters look different. I mean, so that's one thing. But when you read a book, if two people read the same book about a story, like Game of Thrones, it would be different to that person than it is to you.
Sure.
You would get a different perspective from reading it. But I mean, when it comes to that sort of thing, whereas like you were talking about news to begin with, I guess when they deliver news on like a news network, it can be more biased based on their body language and how they say it. You're getting the news from somebody else who's reading the news from somebody else, whereas you're just reading the news from that first person or being there to see it yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for news to get twisted a little bit.
Yes. I think it enables them to, especially when it's visual, as opposed to just reading something, you're seeing their face, their mannerisms, how they're speaking, interrupting people, yelling, emphasizing things. I think that they're able to push their perspective of their view, whatever that news channel's view is,
Yeah.
better than when reading. And
Yeah.
so it gets into that, and it gets into also what I thought was interesting, and it didn't necessarily say this specifically, but the idea of people, instead of coming to their own conclusion or their own opinion, they're being told what to think. And so it's because back then too, you were educated in a way that's different than now. I would say it's better, but when reading something, you can be like, well, this guy's full of it, and this is why I know why, and I can look at it. Now with news, just like, hey, people are saying,
It's a difference between reading facts and creating opinion, other than watching somebody tell you their opinion.
Exactly.
Essentially, this show.
Exactly. Pretty much the show.
So what you're telling people is stop watching your show.
Yes.
Start reading books.
They start reading a book.
I like that. That's a good message. It's
Yeah.
like the Reading Rainbow.
It is.
Yeah. Who was on that show?
LeVar Burton.
Okay. Just testing you.
All right. But that was Amusing Ourselves to Death. I highly recommend the book. It goes into obviously a lot more detail than that, but they talk about even the transition from it being getting most of your information was from reading, whether it be the newspaper or books, to radio or the telegraph. They talk about that as well, and then transitioning into television and what happened and how that changed the way that we think and the way that we do everything. Even the political process, going from it being asking intelligent questions and dealing with issues as opposed to a popularity contest, which it is now on television. And so I highly recommend the book.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is the book on Amazon?
It is.
Is it like Amazon, like Kindle Unlimited?
Yeah, I think it is.
Do you think it is?
I
or you
think
know
it is.
Did you know
I
look
saw
this
it on
up?
Kindle. It is on Kindle.
Okay.
And so
But can I get it for free?
you can try.
Okay. Because I mean, if I can get it for free, I might download it and never read it. But
Okay. That sounds like a really good idea.
yeah, you've already read it, so I know somebody who's read it, so I can just ask you the
Yeah.
information and pretend like I know about it.
Neil Postman also has other books about education and the country. And so if you want to check those out, I'm gonna read
What
those
country?
maybe. The United States of America.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just making sure because there's a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
Not United States of America, but countries.
But that's very true. Television and not internet yet, actually, because Neil Postman passed away not too long ago.
Oh.
But they came out with a newer version in around 2006 because the book was written in 1985. But what's so interesting about the book is it's very relevant till today, still today, when it talks about the effects of television and what it does to people.
I guess, the concept wouldn't be something that changes too much, but
No.
now with the internet being
Exactly, and streaming, I'd like to see that, like especially with Netflix, when they come out with television. So when they come out with a new show, so let's say Daredevil, right? You no longer have any ads, so you're not seeing that, so the
Mhm.
effect of that, but also all of the episodes of the show are available to you. It's not that we're back in the day where you had to wait a week to watch the new episode. Now you can watch all episodes and binge watch it.
Mhm.
And what that does by having all the episodes available to you right away would be kind of crazy. So yeah, but he talks about media, and unfortunately he doesn't get into video games that much, but which I was hoping because Nintendo was out around then, and other game system, at least Atari was out, and so
It's pretty fitting because Nintendo's been on social media a lot
yes,
recently.
it has.
Yeah.
Nintendo. That's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, that's right. So it's speaking about media. I didn't even like it. Speaking about that, there's been a game that's been on the news a lot lately.
Really?
Yes, there has been. It's been making kind of a big deal. It's Pokemon Go.
Pokemon
Go.
Go.
Yes,
Oh.
Pokemon Go.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know too much about that, I guess.
So Pokemon Go has been in the news lately. I've been reading up on it. There's been some articles that I kind of want to go over. But one of the things that I found interesting about the game is that it's getting people to be very active. It gets
me
people
to be
outside.
a lot more active.
Yes.
I've been hiking around, walking around.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. The game's been out for like a week and a half or something. I walked like pushing probably like 70 kilometers. I don't know what that means in American,
70
but
kilometers.
I think it's at least like 100 million miles.
It probably
Something like that.
Probably like
I
11
asked-
billion.
Yeah, I asked James. He said that.
James is
Somebody-
smart.
Yeah,
I
I know
trust
he's a
him.
mathematician.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, no, I think it's great, and I mean, I don't know if you wanted to talk about it first.
No, I wanted what you thought about it.
You
first.
want my
And then-
perspective first?
Yeah, I want your
I'm
perspective.
honored.
Yeah, well, you're the guest.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You're the host.
Oh,
Hostess with the mostest.
Yes.
I feel like it also speaking about the news sort of thing,
Mm.
kind of tie it in. I mean, like the bias and stuff like that, and then they'll focus. I mean, the news is very big on focusing on only the bad part of something, and they'll
Yes.
make it seem like it's constantly happening, but it's
Mhm.
really not. I mean, okay, there's always going to be some idiot who's trying to play Pokemon on their phone, gets into a car accident. Somebody who doesn't know to look both ways before they cross the street is going to get hit by a car.
Mm.
That's just people. That happens without Pokemon Go. I mean, people just do that.
Mhm.
People just need to know if you use your phone while you're driving, you could get into a car accident. So they try to focus on that. But the amount of like just cool things that have happened because of it, like the amount of people that like I've even met, like I didn't even know before this. I just met walking down the street and stuff like that, and then like nice people. But then I mean on Reddit and stuff like that, there's people like spray painting on stuff like that. But then to go against that, then there was like a group of people who, I mean, each team's like a rival, all like 3 teams are rivals of each other, but people from each team got together to go to that park and then clean it up. The spray paint that they put on like a monument.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that at?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'd have to look it up. I just saw the pictures, so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, some of the things I want to bring, one of them was there's Pokestops basically, and as far as I understand it, they're just there to just you spin it and then you're able to get items such as Pokeballs, potions, revives. And so what do you think of where so they're at usually landmarks that are important. One of the articles that I read recently was about one being at the Holocaust Museum.
And there's a coughing.
And there was a coughing.
Yeah, which is a bunch of gas.
So I'm guessing that it's random what Pokemon are going to be in there. I think it was done on purpose.
Yeah, no. Well, to an extent, I mean, I don't know how confirmed it is for some of the information that I've gotten, but there's one dude was saying online how he was in a town and he didn't know, but apparently like throughout history, the whole town was burned down like 4 times, and all he sees is fire type Pokemon around. So I don't know if that's just a coincidence with that. What I do know is the amount of Pokemon you see is based off of cellular usage in that area.
That makes sense.
That's been confirmed by Niantic, from what I've read. So the more people that are there, the more Pokemon you'll see. But what ones you'll see more water types near water. And I think that's about it. From what I've noticed, that's pretty much about it. Because just in town, I see all different kinds.
Okay.
But yeah, it just depends on who you're around. Like how many people are around at that point in time.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I thought it was odd. I mean, not that you shouldn't have Pokemon there, but even if you were to have a Pokestop at, let's say, some kind of important landmark or somewhere important, is there a way? Couldn't they have made the game to where you don't have to go inside, or is that just already and just people went inside because they wanted to?
I think they just went inside. It's just based off of GPS.
Yeah.
So you can even just in your cell phone just change it to instead of like exact GPS or whatever like that, you can just do device only. And I mean, some people, I've heard of people being like a town away from my town, and they will appear in my town based off of GPS from their device only, just because it's that far off for some reason. And so you can do that, and your guy will wander around, and you'll be able to get other things. But I've never had, unless a Pokestop is on like a trail or something like that, there really hasn't been too many that I can't even just get from driving down the street in my car. Not to say you should Pokemon Go and drive, or that I do that, but if you were to pull over, you can probably get it. You shouldn't have to go inside.
Yeah.
A lot of places.
Oh, that's good.
There was another thing I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So because all the stops, Niantic has 3 games that you can get on the market. The other one's Ingress. And majority of, I think, if not all of the spots for Ingress, which is essentially Pokemon Go, but like hacking and stuff like that, they're all the same spots. But they also have a 3rd game that I just found out about recently called Field Trip.
Oh, right.
So all of those, should we just cut?
Yeah, cut.
And then I can start talking about this, because the food's here. Field Trip, where it doesn't have as many stops, but they're the same stops as in both games. But when you go to the place, it's just more information about what historical monument or whatever you're looking at.
Okay.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, and to the other issue I was going to get to the game, and this is all, they've been talking about this, I didn't know if there's any truth to it really, but what some people are worried about is because of the game and you going to places and then being on GPS and seeing things, that data could then be collected kind of like a Big Brother thing where they're tracking where people are going. And it's just this way to get, because supposedly this thing has it's downloaded more than Tinder. And the game's been out for what, 2 weeks?
I think less than that.
Less than that, right?
About,
So maybe a week and a half. And so a lot of people have the app, a lot of it is you can be tracked, and so that data could be collected. Do you think, and I'm not saying that that's not what the game's made for, but I'm saying that information is going to be available.
That information has
tracked.
already been available.
True.
If you have a cell phone with you, they know. If somebody's looking for you, they're going to know where you are. I mean, the issue that has happened, I don't know if there's been more than one case of it. It's not very smart, but I mean, there's like 3 guys using it to, they would put a lure on a spot, which makes more Pokemon go to that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And so people would go to it, but it would be in like a remote location. And when they got there, they would jump the people and steal their money, phones, whatever.
Oh, wow.
But obviously, if you're doing that in the game, they know who put it there.
Yeah.
They know what phone the account is linked to. They were arrested almost immediately. You're not going to really get away with it.
No, not at all.
I think the only thing that I've really heard about is, I mean, any sort of terrorist thing could use that. I know if I use a lure someplace, I will meet like 20 new people over the course of the 30 minutes that it's going on in that place.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that could be a possibility,
Yeah.
but I mean, terrorists is always going around, you know.
Screwing things up.
There's always somebody blowing up someplace.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't do anything about it.
Well, hopefully someday we can.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Okay, because that's what I really want to hit on the game. Just really how the data is going to be used with people using the game, and how that could be. I mean, you can that can be kind of dangerous. I think.
Niantic started as part of Google. I don't really know if it's part of it anymore. That's something that I wanted to look up. I haven't had a chance to look up more of that, but the information that they use, like how they have the stops and stuff like that, and the GPS, that always is something that is derived from Google Maps sort of thing. And Google already has all that information. Google generally does very awesome things with the information. I don't mind Google having my information, my location or something like that. That doesn't hurt me. People get all big brothery about it and stuff like that, but nobody's...
Or just privacy.
Nobody's
A lot
going
of
to
people
shoot me in the head with a laser from a satellite because they know where I am. And if that does happen, you probably did something to deserve it. I don't know. But
I doubt it. But for some people, that being a big deal is just because of privacy and having the idea that, okay, I don't want people to know where I am at all times or what's going on. And so for them, it's not necessarily Big Brother, but it's just, I don't want people to know, just have that information.
That's true.
So that's a thing.
I mean, I can see that, but if that's the case, you probably shouldn't have a smartphone.
I agree.
That is case in point.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to know where you are. If you don't turn your location off on Facebook Messenger, I know where you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. I mean, I don't know. I think it's really cool. I think there's more pros to it than there is cons. There's a lot of stories that people put on the Pokemon Go subreddit, on Reddit, obviously, where like, I mean, there's somebody who was tracking out a Pokemon, found a house with smoke coming out of it, and ended up saving somebody's life because they fell asleep with like a cigarette in their hand, something like that.
Oh, wow.
There's been a lot of cases like that, and just meeting new people. Some people with very extreme cases of anxiety or depression, that sort of thing. People who can't leave the house, don't feel comfortable leaving the house. Pokemon has given them a reason to go outside, and it's made them more comfortable. People who are very shy. I've talked to people playing the game while I'm playing the game who you could tell they're very introverted people and they're not very talkative. I can talk to just about anybody. I generally can have a conversation with somebody regardless, but yeah, I mean, I'll get them talking and get to know them. We have the Facebook page and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool. I think it's a lot of fun.
Okay. I hope it gets better. They're gonna add content, I guess, as time goes on as well.
Yeah.
The ability to trade and.
I think that's the next major update. The first major update that they're going to come out with is trading, and they said it was because trading was such a big thing with Pokemon since the very beginning, and it gets you to interact with other people. That's the whole thing. Nintendo's really good about getting people to interact with new people.
Mhm.
People are very good at just being assholes, so
They
that's
are.
the problem. That's
Yes.
Nintendo's fantastic. People
Not so
are
fantastic.
not always fantastic.
No.
So be careful who you talk to, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch where you're going. Don't Pokemon and drive.
Yeah, don't Pokemon Go and drive.
Yeah.
Um,
It's bad.
yeah, it's good stuff. I think it's good. More good things to come.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I hope so. I hope they fix some of the server issues that they've been having. I don't know if it was just because
They
of the amount of
did
people.
they did have a big update that came out to help fix some of that. It led to more issues, but don't worry, it's only iOS users, and nobody cares about people with iPhones. So
That's true.
people with Android are perfectly fine. They
Oh.
were safe. But yeah, no, they're doing things to make the connection better to their servers, not having to restart their server so often.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed that they have restarted their servers, and my settings have stayed the same, which is something that was not happening in the beginning. Whenever the servers reset, you logged back in, all of your settings were restarted or
Yeah.
set back to the default. That has happened, but not as often. So there's that. They're looking into ways to stop the battery consumption. Some cellular services have brought forth certain deals where Pokemon Go will not count towards your data plan, and then you can get discounts on some things if you're playing. As far as Pokemon Go bringing business to small businesses or large ones, there's a lot of cities with a Pokestop at like every single bar that's happening. They have certain games kind of throughout the night, that sort of thing, challenges. So if they have a gym there, whatever team of the three teams controls the gym, people of that color team get a discount on beers or food or whatever. They'll have like a contest. Whoever catches the heaviest Pokemon of the night gets a free beer tab or bar tab or whatever, or stuff like that. And then just that whole thing, they'll do deals for bars for buying lures in bulk, so they constantly have a lure there to bring people there to catch Pokemon.
Oh, nice.
So they can sit down and eat food while they're catching Pokemon, and they don't have to pay or work to get real in-game payable option money, currency, to catch Pokemon there. So they'll just constantly have one down.
Oh, nice.
And then also the more people that are going in there, the more cell usage, the more Pokemon will show up, and it's bringing business to a lot of those places.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think for the most part, besides, you're always going to have those few douchebags who ruin things, but for the most part, from what I've seen, it's a healthy rivalry between the teams. There's the three teams, and they obviously don't want each other to be better than the other. People have pride in their team, but then when it comes down to it, I'll run into people on the street, and I'm blue team, and they'll be like red team, and then I'll make a joke like, oh, haha, I'm gonna beat you, red team, like you suck, haha. And then they'll be like, oh, I don't really know how to play, and I'll be like, oh, let me teach you little tricks on how to do different things and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting people to be more social in person as opposed to just online and through voice. So that's pretty awesome. That is one of the, so it's getting people out, it's getting people to be social, but also exercise. You're being more active than any other video game, really. Other than track and field for NES. That wasn't, you just kind of just pat the pad. Do you remember that game?
No, I don't remember that game.
So it was a track and field. You had all sorts of different, you just had runs or jumps, but it was a pad that hooked up to the NES, and then you could either run on it up and down, or people just kind of realized they could use their hands and do the same thing. So it's pretty funny.
Now I've actually gone on runs, and you I hate.
Yeah,
I cannot stand cardio,
Yeah.
but it gives me a reason for that. And
awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. And then just going for walks every once in a while.
Yeah.
Because you got the eggs to hatch. I think it's doing a very good job at teaching Americans the metric system.
Oh, is it in kilometers for them? as well?
Everything's in kilometers.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was just based on location.
No, actually,
Okay.
if you can look up the search history, or what do they? You can look it up on Google, like how many people have searched this and like what years it spikes and
Mhm.
whatnot. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, the search history for people looking up 5 kilometers to miles is the highest it's been, like ever. So,
Really?
yeah.
That's funny.
So it was like Nintendo stocks, it rose insane amounts.
Really?
I think it's the highest that it's ever been since like 1952, or 1984.
Probably 80s.
Yeah, it wasn't the 50s.
How like that? Yeah.
That was my bad.
No, that's
I just ate some food, so.
yeah. Tired?
Well, I got my coffee.
Well, that's good. Okay, well, that's all we have today for Ben Tested. Pokemon Go, Amusing Ourselves to Death by Neil Postman. Join us for episode 6, where it's going to be a surprise. I have no idea what I'm doing.